In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at how to change the screen order of an item in Instant Song Presenter. So let's just try to find a song here that we might want to change the screen order. And we'll be changing the default screen order. Keep in mind that once you add this to a playlist, that's a different screen order. You can change it individually based on the playlist, but we're going to go in and change the master screen order in this case. So we'll choose an item in the database and then click on Edit. That'll bring up our edit screen. And you'll see we have the master screen order for this item. So if we click on Build, that brings up the screen order builder. And we can see all of the things we have to work with. The verse, verses, and the chorus. And you can see it's already got the way it was built before. However, if we want to be able to add, let's say the chorus happens twice each time, or maybe the chorus happens twice the first time you go through it, you can just simply select an item and double click on it. It'll come over here and you can move it around. Now I don't want two verses, so I'm going to just remove that one. But I can also add things like a blank. And let's say after the first time you do the first verse and two choruses, then you want to put a blank up because there's a little interlude in the tune there. So we can put a blank in there. We can also add a title, and we can put a title here, let's say, that goes at the beginning of this. We can also add transitions, and also something that was relatively new in Instant Song Presenter 4 in one of the latest editions was the ability to play and pause, and that refers to the audio playback for the accompaniment. So I could add a play button here that would start playing the accompaniment up here, and then add a pause that, say, after the second time we go through, after we go through verse 2 and the chorus, then we're going to pause that audio playback. And then what we want to do is hit up a start again that will play again the rest of the song, so that we could go through verse 1 and 2 and pause and say something at the podium, and then hit the next thing in the play order, and that will start playing the song again. And then if there's anything else, we can hit a next on this, so that basically once we've gone through this item in our playback, it'll go on to the next item in the playlist. Now this wouldn't necessarily do anything in the master database. That's one thing you probably would only add under a playlist, but it can be a default there if you want to add that as default, so that when you do put it into a playlist, the next button will take effect, so that once you've gone through this entire item in the play order, it would go on to the next item in the playlist. And once you do that, you can simply save it, and then that is now our new screen order, which looks a little cryptic here, but when you save the item and we go back into the media database, you'll see that the play order has changed, and we have all of those things that we can go through in order, just making it a little easier to, for instance, use the next and previous buttons here. So I don't have an audio accompaniment associated with this right now, but I do have a title. So you can see we can bring up a title, go to verse 1, hit the chorus. We're going to do the chorus again, which I tend to use if they're going to be two choruses right in a row. I put it in here as sort of a little reminder that they're going to do this chorus twice. That way I know that I don't want to go on to the next verse because there's two choruses here. Now as I go to the next one, it'll go to a blank. Just give me a nice blank screen for an interlude. Then verse 2, chorus. Now here this would be pausing my audio if I had audio here. This would start playing it again if I had audio here. And then go on to verse 3, chorus, verse 4, chorus, and again, if this was in the playlist, the next would take me on to the next item in the playlist. And that's basically how you use the play order and how to edit the master play order. Again, for playlists, there's a completely different play order. You can do something totally different once you put it into a playlist. But for the master playlist, that is going to stay with that song. So in other words, if I do choose this song, put it into the playlist, then that's going to be the default that comes up under my play order, and then I can go in and change it in the playlist. But we'll get into playlist settings and using the play order in the playlist in another tutorial.